Hey ladies, Tamikia TTC here. Whew, I am just leaving a midwife appointment. I'm gonna make my way home, but I'm here for another Bumpdate. So I am 25 weeks and 3 days today, so we'll do a 24-week Bumpdate. Really quick. At the midwife appointment, they just pretty much just verified that I'm still taking the same medications, the same supplements, check on my glucose, check on my blood pressure, which was awesome. And well, my blood pressure was awesome. I can't say the same for my glucose, you know. And I just had my shower this past weekend, so all that there food. Anyway, baby's heart rate was 166, so he was awake and moving around this morning, pretty active. So I am to start my kick counting, which they said when he's active I need to count 10 movements, but I've read some other things like it's gotta be 10 an hour on average, something like that. So I have a few baby apps, and I think most of them have a kick counter, or at least 3 of them. I've got 6, but at least 3 of them have a kick counter. So we'll start doing that now that I'm 25 weeks. Okay, so what happened in week 24? Well, not a whole lot during the week. I didn't have any appointments or anything like that. So I will say that I have been having a touch of carpal tunnel. I probably had a touch of carpal tunnel prior to getting pregnant. Sometimes when I wake up, these 3 fingers will sometimes be numb. If I move my wrist around a little bit, that's usually fine, and then I don't have any more problems. Well, when I woke up yesterday, these 3 fingers were numb. I had a hard time getting them unnumb. Sometimes I kind of do this exercise and this exercise, but that doesn't help with the numbness. I literally have to roll my wrists around like this for the numbness to subside. So I did that and the numbness would subside, but it was coming back so bad while I was typing. So I was like, okay, this is starting to get bad. So it's so bad that these fingers would burn. That's how numb, baby brain, sorry. That's how numb they would get. They'd literally be on fire. And it's just these 3 fingers. So sorry about my ashy hands. I had to give urine, which meant to wash my hands. So they're a little ashy. So there's that. Major event this week would have been the shower, which you've already seen those videos. I will talk about the shenanigans on the way in, so let me start to make my way out of here. So I went with my nieces. They flew out with me, and I worked all day Friday, so we had a 9 o'clock flight p.m. To Phillies, like a 2-hour flight. So I knew we were going to get in at about 11. Well, that flight got delayed 2 hours. So we got in at 1. Now, my niece was trying to get her hair done while we were there in the middle of the night. Her girlfriends, whatever. So one of her girlfriends picked her up from the airport. So it was just me and the little niece to make our way to the rental car. So I rent with Avis. I've been renting with Avis for years, pretty much since I've been working. Not even this job, my last job, which I've been at this job for 7 years, but my last job, I was with them for 8.5 years. But I've been renting with Avis for a very long time. Never had any problems. Well, this is probably the first time that I've gotten into an airport super late. So I wasn't sure if the shuttle buses were running, even though I know the location is 24 hours. So I was using the Avis app, and they have a track the bus feature. So the track the bus feature was not showing any buses. So I'm like, okay. Now, let me just point out that in Philadelphia International Airport, where you pick up the car rental shuttle, it's not where they pick up the rest of the people. It's actually on the other side, and this is kind of like behind the terminal, or like in between the terminals. So it's kind of like behind and in between. So what ended up happening is it's dark back there. There's almost nobody, and it's kind of like back there with the taxis. And where we came out from baggage claim, there's like 2 bus stops where you could pick up the airport shuttles. So one kind of looks like a bus stop where there's actual seats and a cover, like if it's raining or whatever, and the other one is just a stop that you stand at. But that one was closer. So since we were dragging bags, I had an overhead bag. She had an overhead bag. Mind you, the little niece is only 8, so she's dragging her overhead bag plus a little duffel bag that she had her laptop in. I'm dragging my overhead bag plus my book bag that's got stuff in it. So we just went to the closest stop. Fortunately, some people left some wheelchairs out there, so we actually had somewhere to sit. So we're sitting, waiting, and I can't see if any buses are coming. So I'm like, okay. By this time, because we waited for my niece to get picked up, by this time it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. So now I'm calling the place to see if their buses are still running, because if not, then I can get a lift over there to them quicker than waiting on this bus. I have no idea how often the buses are running, how long I should be waiting, and I'm calling. So when the phone rings, sometimes it would ring out, like ring, and then just stop ringing. So you gotta hang up and call back. Sometimes I was calling and somebody was actually picking up the receiver and hanging it back up. So whoever was there was intentionally like not answering the phone. And I know that I repeated that call close to, if not more than 10 times. Okay, and nobody was answering the phone. So I'm miffed. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm 6 months pregnant. I'm out here with an 8-year-old on this dark back road, no security, hardly anybody out here, with a strange man also standing at the stop as well, sitting in wheelchairs. So I call the general questions line, or it was probably like reservations or something like that. So the first guy I get says, try to make a long story short. Basically, he's like, oh, well, ma'am, I'm reservations. I have the same information you have. How long are you at zone 9? Yeah, I'm at zone 9. Well, how long have you been waiting for the bus? Like a good half hour. Oh, well, just keep waiting. The bus will come. But the app says there are no buses out here circulating. I just want to make sure there's a bus coming before I sit out here for hours on end at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, I don't feel safe. And you're telling me just sit out here and keep waiting? Like, keep waiting for how long? Like, how long are these buses? So, I'm like, well, can you tell me why the facility is not answering their phone? Oh, well, I don't know why they're not answering their phone. They're supposed to be 24 hours, right? Well, can you try calling them? Maybe they'll pick up the phone for you, because they're not picking up the phone for me. Oh, well, I don't have, I said, was it, you know what? And he was like, well, ma'am, I can't help you. Okay, so if you can't help me, is there somebody who can? Is there a customer service number that you can transfer me to? Is there a manager on duty that you can transfer me to? Because you're not being helpful at all. Oh, well, there really isn't anybody I can transfer you to. This is that and the other. Okay, well, is there a manager on duty? I want to speak to the manager on duty. And he goes, okay, fine. And he puts me on hold. I'm waiting on hold so long, the phone starts ringing. starts ringing. This lady answers the phone. And I said, hi, are you a manager? Oh, no, there's no manager on duty this time of night. But what did he put me on hold for? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, don't lie to me. So I'm trying to, she was like, well, what can I help you with? Well, I'm out here. It's dark. I don't feel safe. And I just want to know, is a bus coming? Okay, well, hold on. I'll check to see if the buses are coming. And I'm also thinking, well, why didn't he do that? You know, she puts me on hold. On hold, on hold, on hold, on hold, on hold. Long story short, she never came back to the phone. I'm on hold with her. A bus finally comes. We get on the bus. We get to the facility. I have Avis Preferred, so I don't have to talk to anybody. I kind of just walk straight up to my car, but had a little bit of trouble finding the car, walking around the parking lot, trying to find the car. Finally found the car. I'm still on hold with this lady. Get in the car, finally start to leave, still on hold with her. Eventually the phone starts ringing. So I'm like, okay, I guess she left me on hold forever. And then we ring it. And this time it just rings until it finally hangs me up. So I'm not happy. So by the time it hangs me up, I'm less than halfway away from the hotel. So finally get to the hotel. I parked like at the door. I knew that there was like self-parking or valet parking. I park at the door, I register, and the guy basically tells me, oh, you can self-park or you can valet. I was like, it's fine, we'll just self-park. And then he tells me the parking lot is a block down the street. Say what now? A block. Downhill, mind you, downhill. So at this point, I'm just through. And I literally had to back up from the desk. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm 6 months pregnant. I just got to process what you just told me. That the parking lot is a block down the street. So I drive the car down there, and we make the block trek up. Me and the little niece dragging our bags. By the time we get into the hotel room, it's 3:30 a.m. The shower is at 1. I wanted to put curls in my hair. That wasn't happening. No, I just want to get in the bed. I did try calling customer service with Avis. They were, of course, closed, but they were open the next morning. So I did get us up about 9 o'clock the next morning to get breakfast. My original plan was to leave at 11 to try to go pick up balloons. But I was just so tired. And we went and got breakfast at 9. There was no way I was going to leave at 11. But one of my TCC sisters who was there, Michelle, thank you, texted me and was like, what can I do? What do you need last minute or anything? And she had offered to get the balloons, so that kind of took that off my plate. Thank you, honey. And long story short, we couldn't even get the balloons. But because there was a 2-hour wait and a helium outage and all of that, so just couldn't even get the balloons. But the balloons didn't make or break the party, so we just went ahead without that. So that was that shenanigans. But to complete the Avis shenanigans, when I returned the car, because I barely drove really anywhere, and we were only there for like less than 2 days. I think I put about 63 miles on the car. So when I returned the car, they print the bill out right there, and then I went straight to the shuttle bus to go back to the airport. Well, they had added a fuel surcharge to my bill, and I was just like, wait, what? Like, I stopped at the gas station, I filled the tank up, it cost me $7. I even topped it off, because that's what I do. I always top it off because I'm on my way to the airport. It's $15.99, $16, this fuel surcharge. I'm like, So then I called the billing department while I'm on the shuttle on the way to the airport, And I'm like, I don't know why I got billed this fuel surcharge. I brought the car back on full. So they were like, oh well, and I'm like, I didn't request the fuel service. You know, fuel service is kind of like, you don't have to fill the gas up. You know, you just use the car and you bring it back, however, and then they'll fill the gasoline up on the vehicle. But I filled it up before I got here, so, and I didn't ask for fuel service. So why was I charged the $16? So billing was just like, oh well, this is billing. Only customer service can help you with that. Only customer service. Well, you're billing. What do y'all do then? I'm calling, complaining about this bill. Why can't you do something about this? Their bill is an invoice now. Of course, because it's Sunday, customer service is already closed, so I couldn't even contact them. Or actually, they were supposed to transfer me, but I don't know. Something happened. We got disconnected because we were getting off the bus. So I don't know if my face hit the phone and we disconnected, or if in the process of the transfer I got disconnected. But I'm just like, come on, man, these shenanigans with Avis right now, like, just I'm too done with this trip. I'm so ready to be home. And the flight at this point was already delayed an hour. I knew that before we even made our way to the airport. So, and this was a 9:30 p.m. flight home, delayed an hour, which meant I wasn't going to get home until much later, and I had to work Monday morning. So just a lot, y'all, just a lot. But aside from the shenanigans of getting there and getting home and the flights being delayed both ways, aside from all of that, the shower went off without a hitch. I already explained in the other video how we didn't even get to play the games, but the shower was a great experience and stuff. Now, I did say in the other video that I didn't get to that. I was supposed to see my mom after. She didn't answer the phone. She did call me back on Sunday, so I was able to go see her. She seemed very happy to see me and rub on my belly and all of that. Didn't really try to get into like her reasons for not being at the shower or anything, so we kind of just left that. You know, we'll let bygones be bygones. You believe what you believe, and it is what it is. So but I will say my mom is really funny, so she's kind of like borderline racist. So she's like, I'm like telling her how, you know, the baby kind of moves when he wants to move. He doesn't kick very much. She mostly just adjusts. And she was just like, that sounds like a Caucasian baby. Is your donor Caucasian? What? How do Caucasian babies act in the womb? When I had a friend at work and she was Caucasian, and that's how she explained. I said, you cannot put every Caucasian baby in a box because your friend at work who was Caucasian said that's what their baby did. That what? She was like, well, is the donor Caucasian? No, the donor's Dominican. Oh, well, that's close enough. No, Dominican's pretty close to black, Mom. Like, I can't with her. She's like borderline racist, like totally. But she's 76. I guess they say it like they mean it. And make no apologies at that age. So I'm just like, I'm so through with this. So through with this. So there was that. I'm trying to think what else. Okay, so the drama around the shower. All right. So I'm gonna try to make a long story short. So I have a friend. We've been friends for a long time. We call each other BFFs, and I've been feeling like she's not been very supportive of me for the past year. I won't get into all of the details on why she's not been supportive, but I just don't feel like she's been a very supportive friend. In regards to the shower, I sent her the invitation to the shower via Facebook invite. I sent her the invitation via text message. And I'd also posted the text message image to the Facebook invite, which she also saw. I know these for facts. So, despite all of that, and the Facebook message and text message went out within 24 hours of each other. Well, actually, all of these kind of went out within 24 hours of each other. And she did not acknowledge the invitation until 3 weeks later. After I sent out a reminder that the RSVPs, there was only 1 week left to RSVP. I thought that was a bit shady. I don't know what's going on, considering that I actually held a phone conversation with her, and she had not mentioned the shower whatsoever. So I was feeling like if she didn't RSVP at all, you know, our friendship would pretty much be over. Like, there's really just no excuse to not say anything about the shower, an event that I've worked really hard to get to, you know, 2 years trying to make this baby. And, you know, I want to celebrate with people I know and love. And you don't even acknowledge that you received an invitation. Not whether you're going or can't go, or maybe just didn't acknowledge anything at all. And so I don't know what that's about. Now, the time that she received the invitation was like right before her son, my godson's birthday, and then her birthday is like about a couple weeks after his. So all of this kind of was going on. Maybe she was busy. I don't know. But like I said, I talked to her on the phone twice. Not once did she mention the shower. So she finally told me that she was coming. She was bringing her parents. She was bringing my godson with her. Okay, fine. Kind of left it at that. We never had a conversation about the shower. She never asked me. And in all actuality, I can't recall her asking me a single question about this pregnancy, about how I'm feeling in this pregnancy, about how the baby's doing in this pregnancy. Even when I had my XCH and I could have lost this pregnancy, I honestly don't recall her asking if everything was okay, or anything. Now, maybe she felt like she didn't need to, because I was posting on Instagram, and she does follow me there. And you know, when I was saying things were getting better, she was liking those posts. She wasn't commenting, but she never said anything to me directly. Given that I had been feeling that she had not been very supportive, the amount of time that we talked or conversed over the phone had diminished quite a bit. And maybe she was a bit in her feelings about the fact that we were not talking as often as we used to. I don't know. To be honest, I have no idea what the issue is, what the issue was. I will say that 2 weeks before the shower, it was almost like her attitude towards, for lack of a better word, I could say her attitude towards me about the shower turned a lot more friendly. And I don't really deal in that. Like, I don't know why you were basically ignoring me for the last month. And then, you know, now we're 2 weeks out from the shower, and all of a sudden you have a question here or there. And you're being a lot more friendly. Like, I don't understand why you weren't being friendly before. So I didn't have any beef with her. You know, I was including her in what was going on. You know, when I made the invitations, she was on the list. You know, she made the invitation, her family, and everything. So I don't know. She did come to the shower, and we didn't get to talk very much. But like I said, most of the people at the shower I had not seen in person for over 15 years. So, I was engaged with everyone else. So, there just wasn't time or opportunity to really engage her or show her any special treatment or whatever the case may be. So, she did ask what we were doing after the shower, since it was like an afternoon shower, and I told her I was supposed to go see my mom, and that pretty much was like the end of it. And today is Tuesday, and I've not heard from her, but she hasn't heard from me either. One might say that it's a bit shady. I don't know. And talking to my niece, it seemed like she was maybe fishing for information. She's basically asking her questions that she really could have just asked me. Like, did I put the whole thing together myself? Asked my niece what the baby's name was. It's just, you could have asked me these things, So, I don't know. There are a lot of things that are fishy. I'm trying not to go into too much detail because she is a longtime friend of mine. And I've had my time where I feel like I was venting about this situation, and I don't know what to make of it still. Hang on a second, guys. Alright, y'all. Sorry about that. I had to stop and get me some breakfast before I got home. But yeah, so I guess you could say the drama is still around. But, because of some remarks that she had made a year ago, I intentionally stopped sharing my journey with her unless she specifically asked about it, which she hasn't really, and maybe she hasn't asked about it. Maybe I was posting enough on Instagram for her to not have to ask about it, but I don't know. I just felt like she was generally disinterested in something that was very forefront and major in my life, and it was disappointing for me to make that realization about her, and kind of about our friendship. So I don't know. And there's actually a point where I actually felt like maybe she didn't want me to have a baby, like going through all the shenanigans with the shower and her not really acknowledging the shower at all. It felt like she was mad at me, and I just don't understand why she would have been mad at me, or why she was just ignoring me, and it really felt like she just didn't care, and that hurt my feelings. So that's pretty much the drama, and it still affects me. I'm trying not to be stressed about it because I don't want that energy. I don't want that energy here either. But that's how I feel, and as of right now, it's unresolved, and I'm sure it garners a conversation, but it's not a conversation I want to have while I'm still baking a baby, So I thought maybe she might ask, a little bit like, oh, why I found out this, you didn't say this, or you did all this yourself, and we might have had more of an adult conversation, face to face, and it just didn't happen. She's recently engaged. I congratulated her when she told me that she was engaged, we haven't really talked about her engagement either. I mean, we just haven't really talked. You know, so I guess it kind of just is what it is at the moment. But what can I do? What can I do? At any rate, all of that was sort of surrounding the shower. I feel like a lot of it, you know, kind of came to a head at the end of the day. She did show up, you know, with her family, and they were engaged, and they left a lovely gift, and I'm thankful and grateful for that. And I don't know, maybe our friendship still has a future. I really don't know. I feel very much in limbo about the situation, so I really don't know what to make of things right now. But whatever feelings she may have been in that may have caused her behavior earlier, that seems to have changed. She seems to be over it, but I'm not. So even though she's engaging me a bit more, I'm not feeling it. And I'm in my feelings about it. So I have other things. I want to say more important things, but I don't think that's really the right thing, because, you know, it's a friendship that spans 20 years or more, you know, since the 6th grade, like well over 20 years, you know. So I don't know what to do with it right now. And the only thing I can do is focus on the goal, which is having a healthy pregnancy and birthing a healthy baby. And I think that's where my focus needs to be right now, instead of on this. But I know that I have been mentioning the drama. I still don't know what caused it, why it was drama to begin with, or where it will go. I still don't know. But that's the drama. Alright, so I am going to get going. This video is getting long enough. Sticky baby does to all those TTC.